MRecktv.
What up, it's your boy DJ Scratch, and you're checking out Unsung Heroes.
Welcome, ladies and gents, to another great edition of the Unsung Heroes. I'll be the boy DJ Moschino, alongside with my main man, DJ Superior.
Yes.
Big shout to m.reck. What's happening, Reck?
Salute, King. I'm good, King. How you?
Salute, God. And today, man, we got the legendary, the undisputed, the Grandmaster himself, DJ Scratch, in the building. You know what I mean?
Scratch.
Peace. What's going on?
Salute.
What's happening, Scratch? Salute.
How you doing, man?
Peace. What's going on? I'm great,
All
man.
right.
I'm great.
Okay. All right.
That's what's up, man.
Yo, I couldn't wait for this interview, man. I was like, man, when is Scratch gonna? Oh yeah, salute to the project too, with you and RZA, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was
that's
just
what it is right now. That's what it is.
tapping into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the project is dope, brother.
Yeah, it's a
You know what
dope
I'm saying?
project.
I chopped it up with Scratch. I chopped it up with Scratch the other day, man. I was like, yo, man, I worked out to that joint. I said, yo, man, we need this sound in the streets. Plus, we gotta readjust our ears to the frequency of what y'all did.
I got what you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that boom bap. That boom bap, man.
Facts.
That boom
Yo,
bap.
what? Let me ask, what made y'all like team up to even do that? Like, what? Who came up with the idea to even do it? To get together?
Yeah, well, RZA reached out to me. RZA reached out to me in the beginning of the pandemic. You know, when shit was crazy, haywire, people dying left and right. We didn't know how, we didn't know what. So he was just giving me a call just to check on me and shit, check on me and my family, make sure we were good. And and he was like, "Yo, man, I'm unpacking because he had just moved and shit to a new mansion and shit." And he was like, "Yo, I'm going through my hard drives." Like, "Yo, I found this beat that you gave me that you submitted to Wu-Tang for the 8 Diagrams album." He was like, "Yo, man, you still got that beat?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I can't give it to nobody else because it's a Wu-Tang beat." You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Yeah, I still got it." He said, "Yo, man, I want to MC again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to wear both hats. Do you want to do an album together?" I'm like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? So who gonna say no to that? You know what I mean? So I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Nah, shit, let's do it." I said, "By the way, I got a whole stack of that shit, a whole stack of Wu-Tang shit." You know what I mean? So he was like, "Shit, send that shit to me." So I sent it to him, sent him the beats, and then he was like, "Yo, give me a few months," and he started sending me ideas back vocally and all of that shit, and that's how we started.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was just asking you, that's the EP, right? 7 joints on there. Correct?
Now 6 songs is an EP, seven songs is the album.
Oh, word.
So
Okay.
it's technically an album, and we just chose 7 on purpose. 7 is the God number, piece of the God's the nurse.
Definitely.
So we just chose 7. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Right.
So, what was the process of doing that project?
Shit, the process was pretty seamless, man. I sent him the beats. He sent back vocals, and I was surprised that the project went as seamless as it did, just by having two producers of our stature.
Facts.
There was no clashing of heads or anything like that. And he gave me like free reign. He was like, "Yo," when he sent me vocals for the first song for the Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu joint, he was like, "Yo, anything you need me to change or anything, just tell me to do it and I'll do it." And I was like, "Wow," you know what I'm saying? So that made it a whole lot easier to do the project. And he just completely he was completely willing to do whatever to make this shit right. And we only had to make like about 2 or 3 changes during the process of the album. Like, he'll send me vocals, and I'll tell him like, "Yo, you're in the wrong chamber. Like, get over here in this chamber." You know what I mean? Like, ride the beat like this, land on this, land on that, and he did it.
Mm.
And after that, we were good. So he finished the vocals. I I started mixing the album and then mastered the album, and he gave me executive producer title for it as well. And yeah, that was it, man. The rest was history. But yeah, the process was pretty seamless, man.
Mm. So let me ask you this. I know the whole project is probably something dear to your heart, but what's your favorite joints if you got one? Or does the mood changes, depending on the day?
As far as like my catalog,
Nah, that project
as
right
far as
there.
this
Yeah.
project, my favorite joint it switches.
Mm.
Between Fisherman and Kaiju
Mm.
Okay.
are my favorite
Yeah.
joints, and like the whole album was basically like we just wanted to just go back to our childhoods. You know what I mean? Like Saturday afternoon
Yeah.
kung fu. For
Yeah.
Yes,
anybody that
sir.
lives in New York City, that shit was every Saturday 3 o'clock, Channel 5. That's what it was.
Facts,
So
man.
Right.
no matter what was going
Facts,
on
man.
outside, when at 3 o'clock the whole hood is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Mm-hmm.
nobody outside until the movies is over. We come outside, we come back outside, niggas is jumping off the benches and trying to do the kung fu shit.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what it was. So we just wanted to just relive that and just give that era back. And just me as a producer and a fan of Wu Tang, I wanted to give that Wu Tang sound. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
when I hear Wu Tang album, any member of Wu Tang, I want to hear the shit from the first album. I want to hear that shit sonically. I want to hear the kung fu interludes, the kung fu die. I want to hear that shit. So
Facts.
just me having a chance of a lifetime to produce a full album for the leader of Wu Tang, I wanted to bring that sound back, infuse with my sound, but bring those sonics back and bring back that kung fu dialogue and all of that shit.
Definitely. You definitely did
That's
that though.
you definitely
Definitely.
did it, man. Never Love Again is my joint, man.
Word.
Never
I was
Love
gonna say
Again.
that. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
that's
the
that's
other
some
joint.
that's some shit everybody can relate to as
I
well,
love
man.
that one,
Never
bro.
Love
Word.
Again, joint.
And Fate of the World. That's
Fate of the
that's my
World.
joint
Me
too.
too.
I'm
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you something. Are you gonna do any videos off this EP?
We already got
Yeah.
2 videos. The
Okay.
first and the second single. We got a video for Saturday Afternoon Kung Fu,
All
And
right.
Fate
I
of
and
the
we
didn't.
got a
World.
we got a video. We got a video for Fate of the World. We
Mm-hmm.
shooting a video for every song.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like this whole project, man. We approach this shit like a movie. So when people heard the first single, some people didn't get it because a lot of people don't know who Bobby Digital is. So
Mm-hmm.
the album is Bobby Digital versus the RZA.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
That's
that's
the
the that's the
intro.
that's
Yeah.
the subtitle of the album.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So once people saw the video, then they understood what it was. So that's Bobby Digital trying to kill the RZA, and then the second single is RZA trying to
Mm.
RZA getting his say so. So yeah, so we doing a video for every song. So because the
Mm.
whole album is like a movie.
That's
Okay.
L. Now the project is
Yo.
L, man, and the video is L too. The
Yeah.
visuals
It
is
is.
L too.
And he,
You
Yeah,
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I didn't see it yet.
and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like just me as a Wu Tang fan, I'm like, yo, the video we got to be like we got to go to Shaolin. We got to be in Shaolin. You know what I mean? Like we got to do this. Like we got to bring that shit back. We got to bring those visuals back, and we got to bring these sonics back. So that's what it
Sonics,
was.
and you got the
Yes, sir.
babies in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
But that gotta be real humbling for RZA, like to take that back seat and just be like, yo, I'm just gonna be the MC and you just lead the way.
Man, I wouldn't even use the word humbling. I would
Mm-hmm.
just like it's an honor, man. Like
Mm.
Right.
I've been in the game about 10 years before RZA, but we already know what RZA is to the game as far
Yeah.
as a producer.
Mm.
So it was like the ultimate compliment for him to ask me to
Yeah.
do an album to produce him and allow me to actually produce him, like produce the vocals, everything.
Mm.
So it's a ultimate compliment to me, man, because he could ask anybody to do that shit. He asked me.
That's
Word.
Yeah.
You
dope.
know what I'm saying? So
That's very rare in this
That's
industry.
epic.
this shit is never it's never been done in hip hop
Mm-hmm.
where you see
Mm.
two producers
Mm-hmm.
of our stature and just come together and do a project like this. This shit has never been done. So hopefully this shit will this shit will inspire other cats from the era to collab and make more shit for the culture. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Now this came out on 36 Chambers, right?
Yes.
That's RZA label, right? If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
sir. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
36
That's what's up.
chambers.
That's
So
what's up.
I gotta ask, will this summer will we get more?
No, we're gonna go on the road. We're gonna hit the road.
Mm,
Okay.
We're gonna hit the road. And you know what too, man? It's like, the way everything is set up now is like you could put out an album every 2 months, every month if you want to. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because the way the system is set up now, if you got a credit card, you can upload your shit and it'll be on every DSP, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, everything. You know what I mean? And people are now used to artists putting out music constantly. And me, I would never do that because it's like you're not respecting your own art.
man.
Just in my opinion.
Facts.
And you're not giving your fans enough time to digest your music.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you constantly, dropping albums. Like, damn, like, I sat here for hours putting these beats together. You know what I'm saying? I done spent money going record shopping, traveling all over the world, buying records, and do this album, make these beats, and then you put out another album right on top of my shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
but you gotta,
Mhm.
just my opinion. You gotta give the fans.
I agree with you though.
You gotta give the
You know,
fans, time to digest and enjoy your fucking music, man. Like this shit is art. This
No,
shit
it
is
really
art.
is. It really is art, man. I ain't gonna lie. This project is definitely art for sure.
facts.
Yo, what he's saying, I can relate to that because that's like, y'all remember when LL used to drop albums and he used to like keep putting out singles from the album that he
Yeah.
felt that people didn't feel yet. So we kept thinking when he was doing remixes, they were new albums or new singles. It was from the same album.
Same
So
album. Yeah.
So I understand what Scratch is saying. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give it
and
time to get everywhere, you know?
Yeah, and and it's like, just because you can put out an album every month, that don't mean that you should.
Facts.
Mhm.
Facts.
Give
I
the
agree.
fans get the fans time enough to digest your music and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know how they are now. They put something out and then next week it's considered old.
Yeah.
They
Right.
don't get,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, so we just doing this shit how we always did it. You know what I'm saying? We put out 2 singles, drop the album. Live with it, rock with the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like 25 minutes long. It's not a long album, so you're gonna listen to it over and over, and then just lyric wise, he dropping all kind of jewels on the album. So you
Yes.
gotta listen. You
Mhm.
gotta listen more
Yes.
than once, more than twice to understand the jewels that he's dropping and shit. So
Facts.
Right.
Yo, speaking of LL, man, I think you might have produced LL illest record ever, like at least one of them, the Ill Bomb, like
Ill Bomb.
off
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Master Flex and DJ
Oh
Khaled
man,
Word
SPK
Bomb.
20 album.
I didn't know you did that Scratch. Oh
What?
yeah,
shit, I didn't even know he
I,
did
I
that.
just I
What?
just I just learned that today, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
What? I might have
yeah,
played that joint like a
A
million
big
times
word is
when that
more.
drop, man. And that sub bass on that joint is
Crazy.
mean.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
yeah,
salute to
man.
you on that scratch.
Thank you. Yeah,
What's one of your
that's one
illest
of
joints to you? You know what I mean? That you produce. That's on the market.
yeah. I would say it switches between Ill Bomb
Mm.
Mm.
and Rampage.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Rampage.
Yeah.
live for
Yeah, yeah,
EPMD.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy. That was a
Right.
crazy record. And L got off on that too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Mhm.
was L first feature too. He never rapped on nobody else
Oh,
shit before
nobody's
that.
joint.
Word.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
That is the
crazy.
first time. That's the
That was an
first
ill
time.
ass verse too. The
yeah,
Ripper, the Master, the Overlordian.
Accordion.
Playing them
They playing
C's like an
like an
old
old
accordion.
accordion. Damn,
Man,
yo.
listen. Yeah.
I was told they was throwing shots at each other or something. You know, I heard.
yeah. They
EPMD.
probably were.
Yeah.
That's what niggas did back then. Everybody was throwing subliminal shit, and L was the king of that shit.
They said that on Drink Champs. Drink Champs. They said that.
Mm,
Eric said that was P and him was doing that. That's what he
gotcha.
had
Yeah,
said.
Yeah,
But
a
speaking
lot
on that,
of cats are
yeah,
doing that.
speaking on that record, Il Bomb, what was the process of you producing that? What mind state you was in? Do you remember the room you was in or where you was at the time when you produced
Yeah, I
that?
was. Yeah, I was home actually. I was home that day, and with me, it's
Mm,
like making beats is a vibe thing to me. I can't just be like,
mhm,
yo, I'm gonna go make a beat. Like it's a
facts.
vibe thing for me, and
Mhm,
I have these weird, quirky type of vibes and shit. So like like the room in my crib where like my studio set up in my crib
mhm,
where at that time um where I made beats, it was kind of junky and shit because I had records all over the fucking place. I just got
mhm,
off tour, and all of the records that I bought while I was traveling, I just threw all them shits in the room. So with me, that clutter shit, I can't think. So
mhm,
so I'm in the crib, and I was in. So I was cleaning up. So I'm in the living room and I'm vacuuming, and I put a record on. Like anytime I clean up, you know how our parents, you know, they'll play music. Like how Mars, she
yes,
play
sir.
music while she
Yeah.
cleaning and cooking.
Yep.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's what I would do. So that's what I would do.
Mm,
So you know, I go in my record collection, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pull out any album, and threw the shit on from the top, and I
mhm,
just started because anything in my collection got some shit on it because I bought it. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So I'm playing the joint, letting the record play, and I'm vacuuming.
mm,
So you know, I got to that part, and Biggie sampled that record. You know, for Who Shot You. Wu Tang sampled that shit in the beginning part. So it's playing, and then it got to the end of the record, and then that horn shit came on, and
mm,
ooh,
mm.
oh, that
Oh
shit
yeah.
Woo.
at the
Yeah.
very end of the song. So
Wow.
when that shit, so I stopped the vacuum cleaner. I pulled the shit back, listened to it again. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I took
Mm,
my extra MPC,
uh-huh.
brought it in the living room, and hooked the turntable up and made the beat right there.
Damn.
Wow. How long did it take you to actually make the beat?
5 minutes.
Damn. That's
You was in a
crazy,
zone.
bro.
You was in a
Five
zone.
minutes. Because I knew exactly what I wanted to do to it as soon as
Got
I
you.
heard it.
Now,
I'm
when you
not gonna.
made the beat,
Oh man.
did you put it to a CD back then, or what was out back then? That was still like what, the early
Um,
2000s, right? If I'm not
that
mistaken.
was that was it was
A
19.
dat. A dat.
It was 1999. So
Mhm.
so it was cassettes. It was cassettes
Oh,
still.
okay.
Oh okay.
Cassettes and CDs. And yeah. So I made the beat.
Mhm.
Boom. I listened to it in the whip and shit. And at that time, DJ Enough was an A&R at Def
Mm,
Jam. DJ Enough from Hot 97.
mhm.
Mm.
And Flex was working on his album, and somebody else was working on the album at that time because I was on like 4 albums that year at the same time. Um, yeah, so Flex, I gave it to Flex because Flex was working on his album, and I
Got you.
did Flex. I always did Flex first singles. Like I did his first single one on his last joint, the Wu Tang Cream Team joint.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this next album, so I gave him the beat, and I said, "Yo, only two people can rap on this beat: Jay-Z or LL.
Mm,
Nobody else. Don't give this shit to nobody else."
Mm-hmm.
Cause I always, you know, cause I look at my beats as investments. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm,
I don't
mhm.
want somebody to take a record that's a potential single and turn it into an album cut saying some bullshit on it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
at that point in my career, you know, I started making singles, and I see the difference between a check of me doing an album cut on a nigga album and a
Mhm.
single, and that check is night and
Different.
day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Way
yeah. That
different.
track is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you know what I mean, and I learned that from Clark Kent. But
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so then I was like, I said, as a matter of fact, give it to LL because at that time Jay Z was scorching,
mhm,
and L didn't have, and L had just came off an album that didn't really do good. So I'm like,
What?
L need this.
Yeah. I think Walking
mm.
with a Panther. No, I
Nah,
don't.
nah, not
No,
yeah,
not Walking with
yeah.
a Panther.
No, I wasn't
I
working with a
forgot.
Panther, but
Um.
but he didn't do a record in a while, so he didn't,
Got
you
you.
know. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, give it to L. L need this shit.
Mm,
Mr. Smith. I forgot. Um. Yeah,
Now,
you.
Mr. Smith was his comeback,
Nah, that was on fire.
banger.
Mr. Smith was on fire.
Yeah,
I
That
can't
was on
remember what
fire.
album, but he
Yeah.
didn't have a record out in a while. So
What what ma- what
And
made
Jay was
you?
popping.
But what made you feel like LL was supposed to be on that record though? What element of the record or the groove of the record made you hit LL?
Well, L never had a beat like that. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
I just felt like just on some MC shit. Like out of everybody that was out at that time in 1999, the top niggas, even though L didn't have nothing out, for me, the two top lyrical niggas at that time was Jay-Z and LL. So I'm like,
mhm.
either one of these two can turn this record into a big record.
And it
Nobody else
was.
can turn this shit into a big record. So those are the only choices I had.
And you was on point with that. So salute to you.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Salute. That definitely brought L back. I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to you.
that was
Now,
Not saying he wasn't back, but I'm just saying
nah,
it
that was
got.
on fire. That had to
But
turn.
yeah,
that
That
was
was
the
the
hardest
plan.
record he ever made. That was the
yeah,
hardest record
that
he
Yeah,
was
ever made.
that was
yeah.
some tunnel feel right there.
That was
Yeah,
for the
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
streets.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like rugged but smooth. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It
And
was rugged but
he
smooth.
approached the
Yeah,
shit right. He
perfect,
approached the shit crazy.
perfect. Tone. I mean,
or
his tone was
even
always
in that,
money, but
even in your catalog, man, I came across the one when you did for half a mil. So how did a half a mil how did that come about?
Well, Half a Mil lived in the next building from me in Albany
oh,
Projects.
yep.
Okay.
Salute.
That was a little bro. I got mad unreleased shit on Half a Mil. He used to come to my crib in the projects and record shit constantly.
Mm,
Like half was like half used to do like he was a reggae artist too. So he
wow,
would do
that's
Man.
crazy.
his reggae
Yeah, I
artist name
never
was
knew
Captain
that.
America. Yeah, his
Mm,
reggae name was Captain America,
Mm.
and his
America.
MC name was Half a Mil. So he'd come over if he want to do some reggae shit, we do that, and then if you want to do some MC shit, we do that. So anybody in the projects, some niggas used to come through and come to the crib and record and shit. So that was automatic. He home team. Rest in
rest in
peace.
peace to half a mil. What's so crazy? I'm from Albany Projects as well. You know what I mean? 180
What
Troy.
bill? 180. All right, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
the rent office building. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yes sir.
So yeah, definitely. So rest in peace to half a mil.
Yeah, rest in
Um,
peace.
LMC too, man. LMC, man,
Yeah.
crazy,
Life.
man,
Hmm.
man. But
Um,
yeah, go ahead, Superior.
what I wanted to say, Scratch. So basically, I'm happy that you're on the show, man. I just want to salute you. Um, Also, what we do with this show is the unsung hero. So we try to let everybody know that DJs also have a voice and also have stories and stuff like that. Because a lot of times, some of the shows focus on the MCs and don't focus like on the DJs. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So DJs are really behind the scene, really handling stuff. You know what I'm saying? Jam Master
right.
Jay. I mean, we could sit here and say Run DMC all day, okay, but Jam Master Jay really kept that all together. And I feel that you also kept that all together with EPMD. All right.
JMJ
Yes, yes,
tattoo. Wow, salute,
yes, yes. Yeah.
salute.
I think a long time ago, I don't know if you remember,
Rest in peace.
but I used to DJ for DMX. And I remember a long time ago, man, you came to Yonkers and we had a meeting with you. I don't know if you remember that, but we had a meeting with you a long time ago. I used to be with these guys called the Tribal Brothers. And I think you came up by yourself to talk to us, and we was talking to you. Because at the time, it was a lot of conflict with him and K Solo and stuff
Right,
like
right,
that.
right. Yep,
With
yep,
yeah, I was telling
yep.
Mo, I said, man, Scratch came up there by himself, bro. Talked to us in the
Absolutely.
backyard or something. I remember we sat down. I was young, but I was there. So I
Mm,
remember that. So like I said, DJs be having a lot of stories and people just don't know.
You know
So this,
Brooklyn niggas go everywhere, man.
yes,
yeah,
sir.
he definitely
Facts,
came. I give him that.
facts,
Yep.
facts. That's facts. Yo, Stretch, man. We could go into the records. We could go into the DJ shit. But let's go into the verses shit. You know what I'm saying? When you
Oh
did
yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta go into that.
the verses, you was holding down Kane when he was battling. Doing the verses against KRS.
Yeah.
and all that. Now what was that process like? You know what I mean?
Shit, it's, that was my shit. That was my third verses that I did at that time. So,
Yes.
anytime, an artist called me, Kane had hit me up and was like, "Yo, are you available on this date?" I'm like, "Are you free on this date?" I'm like, "Yeah, what up?" He's like, "Yo, I need you to DJ for me for verses." So the first thing I asked him, I'm like, "What's up with your DJ?" And he said, "I need you to DJ for me for verses." I was like, I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Now, which DJ that? You talking about Mr. C or he was rocking with somebody else?
No,
Oh,
his DJ name is Skaz Diggers.
okay. Got you.
Kane Skaz Diggers been DJing for Kane for about 20 years now.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, for
Mm.
about 20 years now. Shout out to DJ Skaz.
Mm-hmm.
And
New to him.
this was the first one where this is the first verses I did where it was actually like a competitive one, because the first one I did was D'Angelo. The second one I did was Red and Meth, but we did that like a concert.
Mm-hmm.
So he's explaining to me, how they're gonna do it. He's like, we're not gonna do it like how they usually do it, because Karis has way more songs than Kane. You know what I mean? So to make
Facts.
it fair, they had a Zoom meeting with all the Versus cats. So he was just telling me like, "Yo, we're gonna he said, how we're gonna do it? We're not gonna do 20 songs because Karis got way more songs. So to make it, to make it fair, and of course we want to do it on some hip hop shit, on all the elements." So he was like, "We're gonna do 10 songs instead of 20. So we're gonna do 10 songs, 3 rounds of freestyle battle,
Mm-hmm.
1 round of b-boy dance battle. So there's bringing out dancers, and then we're gonna do a DJ battle." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's dope." You know what I'm saying? And
I was
so
gonna say, yeah.
so that was the setup.
Mm-hmm. Now that DJ battle never happened between you and Kid Capri, right? Because I was at the
No,
verses.
Well, Scratch did his
no,
thing, so I don't know.
no.
We was going at it about this up here,
Nah,
man.
I need
Yeah,
Scratch
we've
to
been
go
talking about
in
it for a
because I
minute.
was in the building for that.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
the battle didn't happen, but we wasn't gonna battle. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kid's not a battle DJ. You know what I mean? We're just gonna do what we do on the turntables. Me and Kid DJ a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like we get on the turntables and cut up Peter Piper or some shit like that. So we're just gonna do that. But everything, a lot of the show got derailed because KRS, when we got to the part where Kane and KRS supposed to do the freestyle, 3 rounds of freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
they only did 1 round, and when I threw the fast beat on for Kane, and Kane bodied that shit, and then KRS did his shit, but nobody was reacting to it.
Yeah.
KRS derailed the whole show after that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's what I was
That's
talking
crazy.
about, Mo. I was talking about that. I
Yeah,
seen that.
He did say, yeah.
Yeah, he went into
he changed the whole show, and he just
Mm-hmm.
changed the whole show because he was on some competitive shit. I want to win by any means necessary. So if I got to cut this shit out of the show for me to win, that's what he was on. So when he did that, I'm like, so when they're supposed to do the next round of freestyle, he told Kid to throw on some more songs, and they started doing more songs. So I'm like, yo, what do you want to do? And then I just figured at first, maybe he forgot because artists do forget the lineup sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And so Kane said, yo, let's do this song. So we did a song. I'm like, okay, now we're going to get back into the freestyle. So I got the next beat ready for Kane. And then he told Kid to throw on another song. I'm like, yo, he don't want to fucking do it. He's changing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So after that, everything was just freestyle after that shit because KRS just fucked up the whole show.
Okay.
Because it was a show.
Yeah.
That's why I was mad, Mo. Now you understand.
I see what's happening. I see what's happening.
But we got
and when and the people that are looking at it, they don't know that it's a show. They don't know that, they don't know the program of the show. You know what I'm saying? So after the shit was over, I think like maybe 2 days after, I went on my IG and explained that there was an actual show program, and I posted the actual show program.
I remember that.
Because people were confused, like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" You know what I mean? And I don't even care about that shit. But I just seen people talking like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" I'm like, okay, they didn't know that it was a show program. So let me post it, and then I explained what the actual show program was, so people would know it. There was supposed to be three battles in the show, but that shit never happened because KRS changed the show program.
And for the audience, for us looking at it, it made us look like he said, the ones that know, but the ones that didn't know, it looked like Chris was saying, like, oh, y'all running out of records. That's why y'all whatever. But it was planned to do
yeah.
But that's how it looked.
10 songs apiece.
Mm-hmm.
3 rounds of freestyle battle between him and Kane. Mm-hmm. 1 round of b-boy dances, and then 1 round of DJing. That's what it was supposed to be.
Now, Scratch, I gotta say this, man, because I was there in the building. I ain't gonna hold you. It seemed like you wanted to smoke with Kid Capri. I ain't gonna hold you. Gotta keep it official. It seemed like you wanted that smoke.
Nah, and like I explained on Instagram on my IG,
mm-hmm.
It's verses.
Yes, sir.
It's a battle. It's hip hop.
Yeah.
And what I said on my IG was this: Kid is KRS corner man. I'm Kane's corner man.
Mm-hmm.
What do corner men do? We stay in the corner. When our fighters come in the corner, we tell them what they need to do. Yo, let your hands fly.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Send them back out there until the next round.
Mm-hmm.
So if KRS corner man jumps into the ring and swings at my fighter, what am I supposed to do? Step in the ring.
Facts.
And he's talking about the part when he said, yo, Chris, can I rap something? And I was like,
so
right.
So when he said the rap, I didn't know if he was talking about me or Kane, but he pointed over our way. So
that's how I took it.
Whoever he's talking to, I'm like, oh, you jumping in this shit. So when he said he gonna jump, so when he said the rap, I'm like, okay, we having fun.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna play Jason. I'm
not gonna rap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna rap. I'm gonna speak with my hands. So that's when I did what I did. But then Kane was like, "Yo, Scratch, chill."
Yeah,
I see. You know what I mean?
Chill. Kane was like, "Yo, nah, Scratch, chill." Like Kane was on it. Like, nah, don't even do that, Scratch. Like, leave that alone.
Because he knew what was about to happen. But all in all, it's still fun. You know what I'm saying? It's still verses.
It was entertaining.
And what I said on the Instagram, what I said on my Instagram when I was explaining this to the viewers, I'm like, you can't take anything personal. It's hip hop. You can't bring that Karen type vibe, into this versus shit, because then it's gonna give another nigga permission to feel away if he get dissed in a battle. You know what I mean? Like this is hip hop. Like when you seen Dipset and the Locks, they were slinging they was talking all kind of spicy shit at each other, and nobody got offended because it's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So you can't you can't be above being dissed in a battle, especially when you threw the first punch. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that shit was.
I like when Kane said when he said that Shan quote, Reck. When he said, I did you a favor or something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was hard. I like that.
Kane had some other vicious shit. He just backed up on this shit and just chilled. But yeah, that's all that shit was, man. That's all that shit was.
Nah, that was no verses, man.
We was talking about this going back and forth. I said, man, Kane won, man. I don't care what nobody said. Kane won.
I'm honest. I'm from Brooklyn. I was in the building, man. I'm Chris is different, man. Kane style and all that, but I gotta
say this is what it was like in the building. If you was in there, it was a concert. So KRS won that, but watching it online was different.
Yeah,
because watching it online, because you see Kane breath control, he not out of breath. KRS sweating like a pig.
Yeah, plus we couldn't hear the lyrics. Everything was like, no, that's not
right. KRS was in concert mode. Kane was in battle mode. Like there are more people watching online than people inside the Barclays Center. So that's what it was. But all in all, it was a win for hip hop. But like I said, you can't get fucking offended. If you get fucking dissed or whatever, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
Like don't step into a battle. Don't come into a battle situation if you can't battle or if you're sensitive. You know what I mean?
Yo, Rec, if they was in the street, like how they battle in the street, like two rappers, Chris couldn't have did all that and all that. That shit wouldn't have.
Yeah, none of that.
Like Scratch said, he was in concert mode. You know what I'm saying?
He won the concert performance inside the building, but online he lost.
Yeah.
The energy was big. The energy was big inside.
Like it was crazy. The energy was crazy inside.
And then the magnitude of Kane got records, but it's like when you got a catalog like KRS, it's like it's crazy. Like that's why they made the battle the way it was. That's why they made it 10 songs. There you go.
You know what I'm saying, and not 20. So it can be fair.
But the versatility of Kane when he came with that the freestyle he did, and then he did a freestyle with a younger beat. And just showing that, like, yo, I could do what you young niggas do.
Trap beat. Yeah, he spit on the
trap. Right. And when he did that was supposed to be one of the rounds of the freestyle battle against each other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like KRS just fucked the whole show up. He's like, nah, fuck that. I ain't going back and forth with this nigga. You know what I mean? Like,
so Rec, that's what I was going by. I was going by the program that he was just talking about. When we was looking at it, I was looking at the elements of rap. And that's why I felt Kane won, because I felt the dances were better.
Nah, you ain't wrong for how you feeling. Like he said, like online, Kane definitely got that. You know what I'm saying?
But I was talking about the program. The dances I felt did better. Yeah. Kane to me did better. The DJ, we know that already how I feel about that. So to me, I felt he won.
But I still feel like, as far as even the DJ element, I feel like it should have been a party element, and then you got the real cutting and scratching.
Now, they had that in the building. You had to be in the building. Nah, they was Scratch and Capri opened up with some dope party records.
Yeah, but that was just that wasn't part of the fucking program. That's just us playing music, like while people are coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still.
I'm talking about like
it was dope. Though.
I wanted to see that during the set, because we already know what Kid do. You know what I mean? As far as party, this, that, and the third. But with Scratch, we know what he do too. So it's like, yo, why not break down those two different styles? We know the battle thing ain't gonna. We know what that's gonna be already.
I wasn't gonna battle him. It wasn't. And he was trying to cut that shit out of the show, because he was trying to cut that shit out of the show. But I was like, I wasn't gonna fucking battle. He can't battle me. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna do some DJ shit. But he took it personal, and took it personal and got all sensitive and shit. Like, dog, just be prepared. Just be prepared. You know what I mean?
Because any given time.
I do gotta ask this one question. Did y'all ever have any discrepancies since Master of the Mix?
Since Master of the Mix?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But as I see him online, making all these motherfucking interviews and shit, I'm like, come on, dog, like let this shit go.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening, I'm like, and people were like, yo, you gonna go online? Yo, you gonna
rebuttal that?
Are you gonna go in there and do an interview? I'm like, nah, for what? I'm like, have you ever seen Jay-Z go on a podcast and
nope,
and give his side of the story?
Never.
Nope. Never.
You know why? Because Jay, for one, he ain't gonna do that, and you respond to niggas that's on your level. You don't respond to niggas that's not on your level at the end of the fucking day. You know what I mean? And I already and like I said, 2 days after Verzuz, I already explained the whole shit. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing else to talk about. If niggas want to keep talking about it and dragging and all that, and
you know what it is when the spotlight is on somebody and somebody want to know something. Because I saw those interviews he was doing. I was mad, man. I said, man, we need Scratch on here, man. He said, yo, you gotta wait till the album drop. I'm like, man. Mm-hmm. I wanted to call up, man. Like,
exactly my point. Like I had a lot of fucking interview requests, but I'm like, what am I going to like? If you want to know what happened, go to my Instagram. I posted a video explaining the whole show. I'm not wasting my time on that shit. That Verzuz was done.
Yeah.
On to the next Verzuz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when
is that? When is the next joint for as far as Verzuz goes?
Next one is next Sunday. BB&CC Wineries versus Mary Mary.
Oh,
Easter Sunday. That's
Okay.
the next one. And then the one after that, I think is Onyx versus Cypress Hill.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
After a boxing match. That shit should be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
I don't understand that one though.
I mean, because you got to think they both got like a rock element. They both got like a rock element. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, it's like that's why I told you, Moschino, like do an interview once my album is done, because other than that, ain't nothing else to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's plenty to talk about.
It's a couple of things to talk about though.
But what I'm saying is, like, I'm talking about as far as like just answering those questions about
current
shit. I'm like, I already explained it, and ain't nothing to talk about. Like, not wasting time talking about that shit. Like, dog, we want to sit there and waste time talking about that.
Yeah.
I guess that's all the fuck you got going for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got time to talk about that.
That's what I was saying. Because you got the spotlight, now you want to talk about this all the time.
Yeah, and I spoke to a couple of DJs after Verzuz happened. I'm like, word, niggas is really mad. DJs is mad. I'm like, well, that's what it is. Like, I come from the battle circuit, so imagine like a Tom Brady or fucking Jordan, Jordan or LeBron. Anybody they beat, their fan base is gonna be mad at you.
True.
It's a sport. So the bigger your competition you beat, the bigger the fan base is gonna be mad at you. Niggas been mad at me for 35 years. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the club.
Right.
Niggas been like, that's a part of this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. That's a part of competition. Everybody's not. If you just do parties, that's not competition. So you're not used to being embarrassed or getting it, whatever it is. You're not used to that. You're not used to competition. So you're not used to what comes with the competition as well. I know what competition comes with. It's just like fighting. Like I used to fucking box. So either I can't get mad if I get hit, or you know what I mean. You just hit back. You know what I mean. And if I win the fight, I win. If I win the fight, his people gonna be mad at me. If he win the fight, my people gonna be mad at him. That's what it is. It's a part of winning. You know what I mean. And I've been winning for a long time. So if you're winning for a long time, and the bigger the competition, the bigger the fan base that's gonna be mad at you. Like, that's a part of this shit.
Well, let me ask you this: who is worthy competition for a DJ scratch in a DJ battle
right now?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
I know a battle I would like to see. I know a battle I would love to see.
There's plenty of nice DJs, and like I said, man, like, not even like I said, I'm not gonna say anybody can fuck with me on the turntables. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say anybody can beat me, because that's what a competitor is.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna say no man on earth can beat me. I ain't gonna say that.
I'm just saying worthy competition. Like, who would you want to do a battle with?
I don't know. I can't even get that answer.
Hey, since we talking about the your DJ technique and your regiment, what do you work on? How do you get this skilled after all these years, man? What's the routine?
Man, shit, right now, man, it's just like, I don't even practice now. Like, like, practice to me means you're trying to do something somebody else did. I don't practice. So if I feel creative, I jump on the turntables and work on something that's never been done. So I like to just create, not practice, because when you're practicing to do some shit that somebody else did. And and like, I walked into Scratch Academy one year before they had moved off of 6th Ave, right? So this kid was practicing, he's scratching and shit, and he was nice with it too. So I just walked up on him. I said, yo, okay, now do that with your other hand. And he said, you do it with your other hand. Like, just like that. He didn't know who I was. So I was like, okay. So I did what he was doing, scratched on this hand, and then did it on this hand. He was like, yo, how the fuck you do that with both hands? I'm like, you got two hands. If they work, you should be able to do it. I said, you're not practicing because you're using your strong hand. You got to work on your weak hand. Work on the hand that's weak. That's when you're, you know. And I walked out. So when I walked out, I get like a half a block away, and I hear somebody running behind me. And I turn around, and it was that kid. He was like, yo, OG, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you, man. Motherfuckers was in there like, yo, you know who that was? And he didn't know, so he came to apologize. And she was like, yo, man, you know, can you give me some tips? I said, that was the tip. Work on the hand that you're not good on. Other than that, you're not doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, work on both hands. So my technique basically is just doing shit, coming up with shit that I can't, you know what I mean, that I never did before. That's really it. Because, you know, when I was coming up, we didn't have DJ videos. There was no YouTube. You couldn't study another DJ.
Right.
So anytime a nigga seen me, that's the first time he seen me. He might run home and try to remember what I did and practice it, but that was it. Like, and that's why DJs like myself, like a Jazzy Jeff, you know what I mean, like certain DJs, like a Mr. Mix, like a Barry B, Chill Will, cats like that, they stand out because they didn't do what everybody else did. They just did, you know, they did their own thing and just create. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that imitate, but there's only a few that still create. So I just always just wanted to just create and just do shit that nobody else did. Like, even with scratching on records, like when I scratched on So What You Saying, I wanted to scratch like nobody ever scratched on the record before.
That was ill.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? So
Ill.
I was going to ask you about like EPMD, if you could talk about it. Like,
let's do it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how was it? How was it in the beginning? Because I know they had Kayla Boss first, right?
They had Diamond J first.
Diamond J, then Kayla Boss.
Yeah, I'm their third DJ.
Yeah, the third DJ. Yeah, but well, all right. No disrespect to no DJs, but in my eyes, Scratch was the only EPMD DJ that we was paying attention to. So and I'm not saying that because you're on the show, and that's what it is. I'm the most hated, so I don't care how they take it. But to me, when you think of Run DMC, you think of Run DMC, Jam Master Jay. When you think of EPMD, you think of EPMD and DJ Scratch.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And people feel that way because I did the most work with the group. You know what I mean? Like when Diamond J, he was on the first single. He didn't even scratch on the record at all. He was on the first single. It's My Thing. Wow. And You're a Customer. The second single was You Got to Chill. That's when Kayla Boss came in. And then the third single was Strictly Business, and that's when I came in. So I got down with EPMD during their first album.
Okay.
So they went through two DJs before they got to me, and even when Jam Master Jay brought me to them, they said no to me to my face. Because there was and I didn't know why, but they had already been through two DJs on their first two singles, so they was done with DJs.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
it wasn't
I didn't know that. It wasn't nothing personal. I didn't even know why. You know what I mean? But later on, they told me why. But they was like, nah, dog. We went through two DJs on the first two singles.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad they reconsidered.
Yeah. So and Jam Master Jay was like, yo, man, because when we went to their show in Jersey, and they had their bodyguard with a reel-to-reel on stage hitting start and stop.
Wow.
And or Eric and Parrish would go to the table and hit start and stop. Like niggas was DJing their own show
That's
with a reel-to-reel.
That's
so after the show, Jay took me on the tour bus with him. He said, yo, man, that reel-to-reel shit is whack. So you should take you know what I mean?
That shit whack.
Word.
It's like, yo, that shit is whack, man. You should take my man on the road. He just toured the world with me. He just won the championship. The niggas is like, nah. Nah, we don't want no more DJs and shit. So Jay was like, look, just do a favor for me, man, and take them out on the road for a week. And if you don't like them, you can send them home. So they couldn't say no to that because
Jay telling them.
Because Jay let EPMD stay on their bus, travel on their tour bus.
Yep.
Okay.
Like a few months before that. So they couldn't say no to that. So he was like, all right, fuck it, we take them out for a week. And after the first show, and them niggas seen me get busy on the first show, they was like, yo. And Jay said it to me. He said, yo, trust me, man. When them niggas see you, niggas see you get busy, they ain't gonna never let you go. And he was right.
Damn.
Yo, y'all remember that show back in the days when they did Rapamania?
Rapmania.
Yeah.
Rapmania.
That was the time you came. That show was crazy, man.
Yeah, Rapmania. That was the shit.
Yeah. That's when they was dancing wreck, jumping over each other and all that, when they had the dances and stuff.
Yeah, Fendi
so the DJ part was the great part of the show with it, though. You know?
Yeah, and that I was just like, when I got down with them, I'm like, yo, man, we got to be like Run DMC because I was still, they were still using that reel to reel because that's what their music was on. That's what their show music was on. So, in the middle of the show, I would stop the tape and do my solo every night. But when we finished that tour, and it was like, yo, we about to start our new album. Do you want to get down? So I'm like, yeah. So when we went out on the next tour for the next album, I'm like, yo, we got to be like Run DMC. We can't you keep using that fucking tape. So I made the label. So I made the label Press Up Instrumentals. I'm like, we can't keep doing the same show every night. We need to stop whenever we want to stop and change it some night because certain songs might not work in certain cities. So we just want to, cut that off and go to the next joint. You can't do that on a reel to reel. You know what I mean? So I had the label Press Up Instrumentals of everything. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how Run DMC. Jam Master Jay had every song that Run DMC ever made pressed on vinyl for show vinyl. So I had our label do the same thing. So I had instrumentals and everything.
Crazy.
But
Joe, that funky piano. Man, listen. I used to come home from school and I had a Technique stereo at the time.
He went out.
That was the shit. Hold on, y'all. I hit the button by mistake.
Yeah, I had the damn Technique stereo, bro, with the 6 CD changer and the 10-inch speakers on that joint, and played that funky piano every day I came home from school, bro.
Man, what the funky piano?
God damn,
yo, Scratch. This is funny because I had told Reck this. Reck didn't even know when we was meeting one time. I said, I don't know if Scratch knew, but not, we just celebrated DMX's anniversary, not to go back to him.
Absolutely.
But it's funny because, Biggie died on March 9th, right? And X died on April 9th. That's crazy. But did you know in the beginning, like, I don't know if how it was with K Solo, but in the beginning, did you know that we was like, X and us, we was tearing down every EPMD beat. We did that on purpose. So I had told Scratch, I said, I told Reck, I said, that's where Get At Me Dog came from. That's
exactly.
That's Get the Bozak.
And
then Reck's like, for real? I said, yeah, man. So when people were saying, we made the beat and all that, I said, man, y'all got that from EPMD.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I'm like, come on, though. What are you talking
about?
That's,
I told you they were saying they made the beat and this and I said, man, a lot of that stuff.
Let's get the Bozak, man.
Let's get the Bozak. I was. Come on.
Who got credit for that beat anyway?
I can't even remember.
Who sampled it?
Well, Get At Me Dog, right? Irv Gotti got the credit, but I don't think.
No, Grease got the credit. Grease.
Sure. Let me look it up right quick. I'll tell you right now.
It says PK and Grease.
Yeah, no, that's an EPMD record, and that's a whole nother thing, man. Like EPMD, what a lot of people don't know, EPMD is the most sampled group in hip hop history. There's been more hits made out of EPMD records for other niggas. Like Jay-Z's first big record Ain't no nigga. That's EPMD.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
It's my thing.
yeah,
DMX,
yeah.
get at
We
me,
used it.
dog.
Yeah,
That was EPMD. Get the Bozak. Black Moon. How many MCs? That's EPMD.
Hmm.
yeah,
That's an EPMD joint. It's so on and so forth. Like so many joints.
yeah.
Funky Piano is 50 Cent. What's the joint? Shake, shake, shake that ass, girl. What's that joint?
Oh yeah, yeah. Damn,
Um,
I know you're talking about. I don't know the
That's
name.
I'm
Funky Piano.
Yo,
Hmm.
Reck, I'm not saying they didn't go in there and sample it and whatever. They did
Now,
that producer work.
P Killer and Dame Grease got the credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
shouts
an
to them.
EPMD. That's an
Yeah.
EPMD remake. It's an EPMD remake.
All
Let's
right.
get the
It
Bozak.
is.
Bottom
You
line,
Same.
But
bottom line.
Sue, didn't they have beef though? X and P.
Yeah, solo. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Solo
X
and
and
him.
P.
Yeah, Solo and him had beef. P and them was just supporting Cass. There was one time, Scratch. I don't know if you was there, but there was one time before we was with Rough Riders. I don't think we was with Rough Riders yet. We might have been, but it was a show downtown somewhere. And I remember we rode down there with like 100 people from Yonkers, and we was trying to do the battle shit. That's what we was trying to do. But at the time, like I told Reck and them,
Mhm.
I said PMD was really the business one. He would really talk on the business level. Back
Right.
then, Eric Sherman wasn't really talking really that much. But when we went downtown, I forgot what the spot was, but X was ready. You know, X was like, "Where's he at? Let's do it." X all hype and shit.
Yeah.
And K Solo was somewhere upstairs. Now I'm not, I respect K Solo, so I'm not saying with K Solo soft or anything. Business wise, I guess they kept him upstairs. I mean, if you got money invested in somebody, I guess you didn't want a no name person to go down there and be battling it. It just wouldn't look right, I guess, business wise.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
So
Smart.
P came down, and you know how P talk. P's like, "Yo, what's going on? Let's sit down, let's talk, let's see what's what." When P was like that, I was like, "P's the business one," you know.
Hey,
So
smart man.
yeah.
Yo,
Especially,
Scratch.
especially if
Yeah.
it's 100 niggas downstairs. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's smart.
Yo,
we
Scratch.
was ready that day.
I want to know how you feel about DJ Khaled getting that Hollywood star.
I don't agree.
Nah. I want Scratch to give his opinion
All right.
It's a
because there's so
great.
many
It's a.
DJs that put it down.
Well, what people don't understand about the Hollywood Walk of Fame is it's not something that's like I'm trying to think of some type of award or accolade that's given to you by your peers or some shit like that. Like it's not like the Grammys. It's not like the Oscars. It's not like it's not one of those type of accolades
Mm-hmm.
where people decide, okay, who we gonna get this to? All right, let's give it to this one, or let's give it to that one. That's not what the Hollywood Walk of Fame is. The Hollywood
Wow.
Walk of Fame is somebody can nominate, like your fans can go online, go on the site and nominate the person who they're fans of. So let's say you got a fan club of 10 million people, and they go, okay, boom, we want this person to be into the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
Inducted into
and
Hollywood. Yeah.
and they all raise money. So all of those fans, they need to raise $40,000 because I think it's like $40,000
That's it.
that you have to pay. Yeah. So,
Wow.
but the fans have to raise that money most likely. The
Mm.
fans, they raise the $40,000 because the $40,000 goes to making the star and the maintenance of the star. And then once your name is been nominated, once your name has been nominated, so let's say there's like they said it's around 300 people who are nominated by their fans every year, and then there's the Chamber of Commerce of Hollywood. They just choose the ones who they're gonna nominate that year.
Mm.
That's it. So so the criteria to get the Hollywood Walk of Fame is you had to do work in your field
Mm-hmm.
for a period of 5 years or more. That's it.
Mm.
So it's not like they
You
chose
cracked that
him.
code, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's not like they chose him out over other niggas. It's not
Okay,
like
gotcha.
Okay.
that's not what the Hollywood Walk of Fame
All right.
is.
So if it's that, then it's
Yeah.
different, and I take my comment
Yeah,
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you know what I mean.
I'm glad
So
you broke that
I'm
down.
glad you explained that
Yeah.
because
yeah, that
I didn't understand it.
yeah,
And I
that's what
love
that is
Joe. I
like.
love you, Joe. So this ain't got nothing to do with Joe or nothing. But I just didn't. I just
But
don't
it's a
like.
but it's it's a great thing overall.
Yeah, now
You know what
salute
I'm
to
saying
Khaled.
for because a DJ got it. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So
it
salute to DJ Khaled.
all it's gonna do is just inspire other fan bases to get more DJs in there. You know what I mean? There could be
Mm-hmm.
plenty of fucking DJs to get a star on the Walk of Fame, but niggas don't think about that type of shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I give about Khaled. Khaled, that nigga outworks everybody. I don't give a fuck what you
Mm.
say about him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can be better
Facts.
than him. And I don't talk to DJs that I don't talk to. And I know there's one DJ just sitting in the house mad as fuck, like, what the fuck they do? I'm better than him. You know,
Yeah, I
you know
think
what I'm
it's a
saying?
gang in them. I think it's a gang in them,
But
but you know,
but but there's definitely one sitting in the
yeah,
fucking house
yeah, we
mad.
know that one.
But but Khaled outworked every fucking body.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this shit all the time, man. Like, y'all niggas be mad about this. Like, other DJs be mad. I'm like, y'all better get inspired, because
Mm-hmm.
you know the saying, like uh talent. I mean, what's the saying?
Hard
Talent,
work.
Hard work beats talent.
When talent don't work hard.
hustle beats talent when
Hmm.
talent doesn't hustle.
Yeah,
And
there
Khaled
you go.
out hustles every fucking body.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So
Facts.
niggas better get inspired about that shit. But yeah, it's great for him to do it, for him or any other DJ. It could have been anybody. It's a great thing because it's a DJ doing it. So now it can open the doors for other people. Khaled opened the doors for niggas, man.
Mm.
Regardless of how you feel about him, like that nigga went viral just being on that fucking phone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just viral and became a fucking multimillionaire doing it.
Mm.
Um,
It was just it's just certain reasons I
and
have, man. I'll
and
save
and
it
and
for
then
another
all and
show.
then also, like, you know, like, anytime I post something with Khaled, and just giving him his props, showing him love,
Hmm.
there'd be one or two people like, yo, he not even a real DJ. I'm like, no, actually he is. I'm like, if you look at Khaled videos
He
when
was
he was
younger.
younger,
Yeah, no, he was nice.
that nigga was doing my tricks, Peter Piper going under the
Yeah,
legs, behind the
Oh
back,
wow.
all of
I
that
ain't
shit.
taking that from him. That he definitely.
I said, he don't do that. He don't do shit like that no more. I'm like, but don't say he not a fucking DJ when that, and he's an incredible reggae DJ like that. He
Mm.
paid his dues. Even
Mm.
the problem is everybody just going what they see once this Instagram shit started. They ain't seen
Right.
Mm-hmm.
niggas hustling before that.
Before that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
They ain't
Mm-hmm.
see niggas grinds before that. And
Yeah.
and and it, another thing I give to Khaled, like, and a lot of DJs, man, niggas feel because they nicer than you that they don't have to take the steps that you take
Hmm.
because you're better. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, all of these people that Khaled would have on his albums, he wasn't cool with all of those people. He didn't have them niggas contact. That
Hmm.
nigga Khaled would fucking, like, so let's say like 2 Chainz for an example. If he don't really know 2 Chainz, if the nigga want 2 Chainz on his album, that nigga will stalk you. That nigga will fucking find out where you got a show, and that nigga will stand outside backstage. He will stand outside the
Mm.
back door and wait for the nigga to come outside to ask for a verse.
Hmm.
Mm.
Khaled is that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that nigga flew to New York like 5 times to try to get a Jay-Z verse, standing outside the studio. He don't even know if Jay coming out.
Mm.
Don't even know if Jay's in there.
Hmm.
So he was that type of dude. So that's the shit
That
niggas didn't
determined.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very determined,
Mm-hmm.
and put his pride aside to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Now there's
There you
niggas.
go.
Now there's niggas that's sitting in the house that feel that they better than them, better DJ than them, but they got too much pride and they won't do that type of shit.
Hmm.
And they'll be
Mm.
like, nah, I'm not chasing that nigga. I was out before them. I'm like, they should come to me. Like, nah, nigga, like, that nigga hustle.
That's
You
Yeah.
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? Like,
Nah, his hustle's crazy. I always said that. Yeah.
so now that he done hustled and stood outside niggas' studios and stood outside niggas' hotel rooms and all that shit to get those verses. Now he has the relationship, so now everything is on autopilot
Yeah.
for the
Mm-hmm.
nigga. You know what I mean? So, motherfuckers, they need to take a lesson from Khaled. Like, no matter how big you are, like humble yourself. If you want to get shit
Mhm.
done, it's as simple as this. You gotta build you gotta network to build your net worth. A lot of niggas don't want to
Mm.
network because they feel, yeah, man, I was out way before these niggas. I remember when that nigga first came out. I
Mhm.
played his record first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did this and did that. So you not, meanwhile niggas is coming out and they surpassing you in money, fame, and power. Niggas is lapping you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because niggas is out here hustling and grinding.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
I think a lot of people look at D Nice like that too, because D Nice he tore the game down with the internet, man.
Man, let me tell you one day, I was online one day on live and shit, and some cats is up in the comments and shit like, yo, man, trying to talk shit about D Nice and
Hmm.
yo, how is he getting all of this shit?
Mhm.
Cats is like mad, like, yo, how is he getting all of this shit?
Hmm.
Before these niggas and all of that. I'm like, look, man. And no, they wasn't even saying before these niggas. They were saying before us because yo, he's getting all of these perks because he's a celebrity. I said, look, first of all, y'all niggas don't even know the history of D Nice.
Word.
I said, so let me ask y'all a question. So I called the niggas that was in the chat. I said, called them out. I said, yo, let me ask y'all niggas a question. Do you think that you deserve the same perks as a nigga who been out since 1986?
Mm. Mm. Crazy.
This nigga's been out since 1986. When you put on motherfucking South Bronx and he say, "What up, D Nice?" That's
Right.
D Nice.
Hmm.
That's 1986.
Yeah.
Some of
Mhm.
these niggas are still shitting in their Pampers.
Self
Some of them wasn't
self
even
destruction.
born.
The
Hmm.
808
Wasn't
is
even born.
coming. That
Hmm.
Some of
single
them,
we
some,
had, remember
I,
some,
Scratch?
I wasn't even
yeah.
in double digits then.
Some of them wasn't even born.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
what
Mm.
makes you think that? What makes you think you should have the same privileges as a
Mhm.
nigga who been in this shit since 1986?
Hmm.
And
Wow.
every one of those niggas in the chat was like, "Yo, you right, OG. I was out of line." I'm like, y'all niggas forget. Y'all looking at this shit right now, like,
End
no, niggas been
results.
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Niggas
Yeah.
niggas been here. Regardless of
Mhm.
him having a lightning in a bottle moment, the
Mhm.
nigga been here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
what make you think you can have the same privileges as that nigga? Like, it's
Right.
called privileges for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
so what you think the the key moment for a lot of DJs like myself, Superior, even Rec and everybody right now to capitalize off of the current moment right now to take it to the
Well,
next
man.
level?
Man. Basically, it's this, man. Like, you have to come in touch with your following. That's the great, like social media is the greatest thing that ever happened to entertainers. But a lot of people don't capitalize on it. Like Khaled is one of them. Is one of the main examples of capitalizing off of your following. Um, like for example, like an artist, right? Before Instagram, you had to go, let's say, to Hot 97, and you had to go and let a DJ play your music to get it to the people, and
Hmm.
hopefully niggas buy your shit. Now with social media, it put, and then you had your label had to hire a marketing team,
Mhm.
promotion and marketing and promotion to hang up snipes and flyers and all kind of shit to get your music to the people. Now with social media, your fan base is direct. You're direct in direct contact with your fan base on your phone. So let's say Chris Brown, for an example. I don't know how many followers he got, but let's say he got 10 million followers.
Mhm.
Now Chris Chris Brown can just go, yo, my album's coming out at midnight, and post it.
Facts.
He don't have to go to a marketing team. He ain't gotta go kiss no DJ's asses. He ain't gotta do none of that. He ain't gotta go to do no promo tour. The nigga just boom, and his fans is right there. And
Right.
so that's basically what y'all need to do. Y'all gotta get in contact and get in tune and interact with your fan base, man, because that's all this shit is. Like
I agree.
I see a lot of artists. Like when the pandemic happened, it was a eye opener for a lot of fucking artists,
Mm-hmm.
rappers in particular. You know what I'm saying? Because you see niggas like. You see niggas online like, yeah, check out my new watch, check out my new chain, check out my new bitch, check out my new car, check out my, all of that type of shit stunting, which is cool, but
Mm-hmm.
they never interacted with their fan base. But
Right.
as soon as shit got shut down, now y'all want niggas to
Real
talk to y'all. Now y'all want niggas to talk to y'all. Now
shit
y'all
got
want to go
real. A
live.
lot of niggas got
Yeah,
humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. So
Mm-hmm.
so your fan base will take care of you, man. Like I love social media. I love interacting with my fans. Like Scratch Vision is my second website. I had a website in 1999, and I had a message board where I would just be able, because I wanted a way I can talk to the people,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the greatest thing ever, man. Because now I can talk directly to the people who funded my whole life.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas think this money comes out of nowhere. Like no, the fans are paying for your fucking
Facts.
lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like the mansion, my mansion that I live in, the fans bought that shit.
Mm.
That money,
Salute.
you know what I mean? My cars, all the cars I've ever fucking had, jewelry, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
From
My
the
fans
fans.
bought it.
Yeah.
Mm.
My fans bought it. Niggas
So
forget that. So the least thing, what I want to do is say thank you. That's the least I can fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Show
And talk to the
gratitude.
fans.
Yeah, show
Yeah. So
gratitude. Mm-hmm.
and you take care of them, and they'll take care of you.
They'll take
So
care of you. Yeah.
so
that's as
so
simple as that.
so Scratch, you started off on Ustream first, or and then went to Scratch Vision after that?
Nah, I I had DJScratch.com first before I
Okay.
built Scratch Visions. I had
Okay.
DJScratch.com in 1999,
99.
and then I built Scratch Vision in 2008 and launched it in 2009. So what I
Mm.
was using this site called Mogulus
Okay.
because I saw because I was always into tech.
Yeah.
So I was using a site called Mogulus because I saw what CNN uses Mogulus.
Mm.
That's how they stream. That's how they stream their content online. So I went
Mm-hmm.
on, went on the internet and figured out like I right clicked this stream and clicked some shit and just some other shit opened
Crack
up.
the
I'm like,
code.
oh,
Crack the
Yeah.
code.
this is what they're using.
Right.
Went on there, signed up for a free account, and I saw how I can run commercials.
Mm.
I could all kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, this is dope.
Yeah.
So I took and then I had you can embed it, you know what I mean, on your website. So
Mm-hmm.
I embedded it on DJScratch.com.
Wow.
And then I wanted a chat room. So I saw, Ustream was out at that time.
That's what I was
Ustream had
using.
just came out
Yeah.
and and this shit called Justin TV
I was on that
was the
too first
was the competition of
to
Justin
Ustream.
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
So just me doing my homework and shit, seeing and Ustream had the better chat room, so I embedded the Ustream chat with the Mogulus video shit,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and then I started streaming, and I was doing this shit on DJScratch.com in like 99, but at that time, only like 3 or 4 people can see it because nobody had high speed internet at that time. Niggas
Mm-hmm.
was still on AOL dial up. You know what I'm saying? So it was only a few motherfuckers. Like I had broadband internet, but everybody didn't have it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you was just on that AOL shit with that should take like 2 minutes to log on,
Yeah.
and that should be like
And don't let a nigga
on that
call
shit.
you. Don't let a nigga call you. They
Yeah,
knocking you right
It's over.
offline.
knock you
Right.
offline. Yeah, so I would fuck with it then, and then when the government, I don't know if y'all remember when the government started playing these commercials like, yo, on June 15th, your antenna on your house is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember
So the
that.
government,
Yeah.
so the government forced everybody to have some type of high speed broadband internet.
Mm-hmm.
So once that happened, that's when I launched Scratch Vision because then I knew everybody was able to see it.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Small man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Small
But
man.
but back to your question, man. Like yeah, like just get in tune with your fan base, man, because they're everything. Like
Sir. Nah,
motherfuckers be thinking these people are just people. Like nah, dog. Like they're the ones that's buying the merch. They're the ones that's, you know what I'm saying?
Salute to the rec
It,
mob.
Yeah, Rec
I,
Mob.
like
Man, listen, they hold me
like
down.
I wish like when James Brown was alive and when Michael Jackson was alive and them niggas had Instagram. Like, and I'm a fucking James Brown fanatic. Can you imagine if James Brown is on Instagram live
Oh my
Crazy,
god.
and
crazy.
I say, what's up, James? Yo, you my favorite artist of all time, and that nigga say, thank you, DJ Scratch, nigga, my nigga.
Wow.
Word up.
Thank
You
you,
can't
thank
tell
Highlight of my
you
life.
can't tell me shit. This nigga said
Yeah.
my he just
Wow.
commented to
hmm
me.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
thank you, DJ Scratch.
And he go, yo, I'm buying some. I'm putting up some James Brown socks up. I'm buying them. I'm
Word
buying
smoke.
them.
hmm
You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. And that's how our fans view us. We don't look at it like that, but that's how our fans view us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the greatest thing ever. Like to talk directly to the people who have supported and funded your whole life all these years, man. Shit, I'm grateful for social media.
Yeah. Because
No doubt.
I started the radio show. Well, me and Superior had the opportunity around the time you had Scratch Vision started, and I started the radio show there, and we had Justin TV at the time, and then transferred to UStream. But we didn't know where to take it. I was doing it for 7 years straight. Didn't know where to take it after that. It wasn't no blueprint for it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Got lost in the mix with it because you hit me one day. It was like, yo, dope. I did the Biggie mix. He was like, yo, dope mix. I'm like, who this? He's like, yo, this DJ Scratch. I'm bugged out. Like, how you get my number? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how this nigga get my number? First of all, then I'm bugged out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this DJ Scratch. Number two, then I'm like, yo, fuck it. You need a DJ to go on tour with you? And he was like, yo, go get your passport. You know, nothing came out of it, but
Yeah.
we've been kind of cool, you know, since then.
That's
But
Yeah, no
dope.
doubt.
That's
yeah,
dope.
Yeah, like and speaking of Justin TV, like Justin TV is now Twitch. That's what
Oh
Justin
that's
TV
wow.
what that
is.
is, bro.
Say
Yeah.
word.
Damn.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the
Mind
funny
blown.
shit, right?
Mind blown.
I had my account since then. You know what I mean? Since like Twitch started in 2009. That's when I launched Scratch Vision. So
Mm.
I had my Twitch account since then.
Okay.
Wow.
So when a company bought it first, a company called Twitch bought Justin TV, and then a few years later, Amazon bought Twitch.
Mm.
Damn.
Mm.
So
Mm.
now, it's Twitch is a whole different monster now. And even
Word.
back then, the reason why I didn't use Justin TV back then because all of the video gamers started streaming on that shit. So
Yeah.
all of the dudes like just super nerded out was on there, and
hmm
everybody that was trying to DJ and do other shit, radio shows, were using Ustream. But
hmm
yeah, Twitch is what Justin TV used to be, and when I started fucking with Twitch again, when I got the cobwebs off it, knocked the fucking cobwebs off of that shit, my shit was still there. My shit was still there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Same name and everything
That's ill.
from back then.
That's ill.
So you feel low as though Twitch is the number one spot for DJs to go to currently.
I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hmm
um, and you can make some money if if you got your account. What do they call it? Partner and all
Monetize.
that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can
hmm
monetize and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, man, I say this shit and I've been saying it forever, man. Use these platforms to build your own.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like StreamYard is great, Twitch is great, all of
hmm
these other shits is great, but use these free platforms to build your own shit
Mm-hmm.
because when they feel like they want to kick you the fuck off of it,
Exactly.
True.
you're done.
They kick
So
you off.
imagine you on Twitch or you on StreamYard and you got like 1 million fucking followers and all that shit, and then next thing you know, Twitch be like, yo, we you can't play music on here no more because we tired of paying licensing fees to record labels,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't start this business to get in bed with record labels. You know what I'm
hmm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And just dead your shit.
And where do
You
you
know
go?
what I'm saying?
Where
It
you
don't
go
last for
from there?
nothing.
Where do you go? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And on top of that, you never even got the emails of all of your followers.
Yep.
Yeah. They
It's
kept
it's
all of
all
that.
about it's all about
Data.
collecting the data. It's
Mm-hmm.
all about collecting data,
Yep.
because that's what
That's
Twitch
what I'll
does.
be doing. Yes, sir.
That's what all these sites do. They collect the data. That's what Spotify does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they collect the data. You know what I mean? Like, you see how Spotify and all of these streaming sites are fucking, they're murdering us on the stream, on the payout shit.
On a penny, yeah.
Doing niggas dirty.
Yes, yeah. So the real goal, and I'll say this shit on your show. The real goal, man, with these streaming sites, put out an album on these sites to get your music out to the people. And you see how Spotify gives you analytics and shows you where in the world where your shit is being listened to the most and all of that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So now put your shit on these sites to get your music out there to the people that you can't reach.
Mm-hmm.
And then put out put another joint out, but collect the data. Collect the data. Get all of those people's email addresses.
Mm-hmm.
And then put your next shit out on your own. So instead of you putting it on there and they're giving you a half a penny per album, you sell your shit for $10 directly to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Sir.
So
Mhm.
let's say like one of the songs on the album with me and RZA, one of them is like over 1 million streams. That's really platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But these streaming sites ain't going to they're not giving you platinum status because they
Mhm.
decided what the fuck they want to give us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we sell 1 million directly to the customer for $10, that's 10
That's
million
10 mil.
dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry, Scratch.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
the important thing. You know what I mean? Like, collecting the data is most important.
Mm-hmm.
Gems right there.
Collecting the data is most important. Like putting these shits on these streaming sites is cool, but don't let that be the end game. Like, you got to collect that fucking data. Like, Spotify got 30 million fucking paid subscribers, and
Crazy.
they giving niggas a fraction of a penny
Of a penny.
per stream. Like, it takes what 1,500 streams equals one record sale.
That's
Like,
crazy.
that's fucking crazy.
Word.
That's
That's
crazy. So, you know what I mean? So I'd rather sell 10,000 physical copies or 10,000 direct
Mm-hmm.
customer downloads, and I can walk off with a nice piece of bread.
But that was the reasoning for eliminating the CD.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the tape.
And the tape. Word
Like
up.
I did a James Brown CD one year. When the Get On Up movie came out, I did a James Brown CD.
Mm-hmm.
Pressed up 30,000 copies and sold 30,000 CDs.
Wow. Damn. That's why remember we was talking about that, Mo? I said, well.
And not to get in your pockets, you were selling them at $10, $20 a pop?
$20.
Damn.
I told you, Mo, when we be going on tour,
Man,
all
y'all
them people be still buying CDs.
know the math on that,
I'll be
right?
happy.
That's $600K.
Damn, brother.
Mo, you saw that, Mo. Every
That's
time we went on tour,
That's
we had
mansion money.
CDs,
Like,
right, Mo?
like man, your fans, your fans love your work, man,
Mm.
and they don't mind paying for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't mind paying for like for example, Scratch Vision. Like, I give them free content all the time. I'm DJing for free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm having all the world's greatest DJs on there rocking. So when we do sell something, they don't gripe about it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, $20. Your album on iTunes is $9. Yo, you selling your shit for 20? They don't gripe about the shit. They buy it.
Cause they fans.
Right.
They supporters. They
They
real
supporters.
Mm-hmm.
Supporters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you got to tap into that and build that foundation.
That's it. That's
You know
it.
what
It's
I mean?
about it's about your fans, man. Your fans are everything. So you got to
Facts.
tap in. You got to tap into that.
Yo, Scratch, I want to ask you this, man, because you produce so many bangers and just epic classic records. Now, 50 Cent, I want to say the tsunami was coming, like when he was tearing up the mixtapes and all that.
Yeah.
You produce the joint on K Slate album. What's the name of
50
that?
Shot You.
50 Shot
50
You.
Shot You. Yeah.
Yeah, going to that, the process of producing that, and did you know 50 Cent was gonna be on that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris Lighty, rest in peace. He had called me and shit, and that wasn't the first record I produced for 50. I produced I'm a Hustler on the
Oh,
Power
okay.
of a Dollar album, the album that didn't come out because he got
Oh,
dropped
what?
after he got shot.
I didn't know you
Yeah,
produced that. Wow,
yeah. So I did that
that was
joint.
fire too. Mhm.
So I already had a relationship with 50, and then 50 was discovered by Jam Master Jay, and you know what it is with me and Jam
Mhm.
Master Jay. So
Mhm.
he's a disciple. He's a disciple of Jam Master Jay. So anything for 50, like it's automatic. Like yo, 50 wants you to do a joint for him. Like of course. And
Mm.
but at that time, you know, 50, he had got shot
Mhm.
and they dropped him. You know what I mean? They dropped him right after the album was about to come out, the Power of a Dollar album. So all labels and everybody was like, they were hands, you know, because you
Mhm.
know the crazy shit is like, you know, niggas talk all that gangster shit on, you know, on their records and shit, and the labels don't have a problem putting that shit out. You can talk about tying up niggas' kids, all kind of shit. They'll put it out. But as soon as they experience some real gangster shit in real life, they don't want no parts of it.
Yeah,
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
that's what they
The
did to
labels don't.
Tupac.
The labels don't want no parts of it. Just like you know, just like with DJ battle and shit. Like nigga talk that hip hop shit until some real hip hop shit happens.
It happened.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Until some real hip
Right.
hop shit happens. Niggas want to be hip hop until some real hip hop shit happens.
Should
So
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know these labels they put out this content. They put out this content, all of this violent content and shit, especially in the '90s, and
Mhm.
then they experienced some real shit in real life. Like yo, this nigga got hit 9 times.
Mhm.
So the labels was like, oh fuck no, we don't want no parts of that. So it was like hands off of 50. Like
Mm.
he was like taboo in the industry at that time. So
Mm.
Chris Lighty was trying to get niggas to give him beats at that time, and nobody wanted to fuck with 50 because of that shit that
Mm.
happened to him. You know what I mean? They didn't want no parts of it. So, and you know how it is, like, especially when you dealing with some real street shit. It's like, yo, that's your man, or you work with him. We after you too. So niggas ain't want
Mhm.
no parts of that shit.
Mm.
And so when Chris asked me to you know, to do a joint for 50, I'm like, of course. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's he's a disciple of Jam Master Jay. I have to do it, even if I
Mm.
didn't want to do it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But so I made the joint in the crib, like 10, 15 minutes, made that joint. And that record led to him getting his deal with Eminem. That
Mm.
record was the first song that was played on the radio since he got shot. Nobody wanted to play nothing from 50
Facts.
at that time.
Damn.
So that record 50 Shot You was his first scorcher in the streets
Yes,
and
sir.
on the radio, and it led to him getting a deal with Eminem, and the rest is history.
Mm. Dang.
You'll
You broke the
scratch.
ice with that. You broke the
You
ice with that. Salute.
yeah, man.
Appreciate
You a
that.
Chester, you a Chester piece in this game, bro.
That was a gem right there.
Unsung hero.
Mm.
Man,
That's
damn.
it.
Wow.
And shout to K Slay and prayers up to K Slay as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because even like
Here's the K Slay.
you know that record was already done and already scorching out there already. You know the only
Mm-hmm.
thing I'm mad that they didn't put it on the Get Rich or Die Trying album. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it was on the DVD. You remember his album came out with a DVD
Yeah,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So it came out on the DVD and on
It
the
kind of
album.
was on it because it was like
Yeah,
you got the DVD as well as the album. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So you know, so then later on, we put it on K Slay's album because he had an album that was ready to go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fuck it, put it on there. Word up.
Mm. That's dope. That's dope, man. Epic.
Oh shit.
Now,
All right. I see.
the elements of the sample and all that, was that the same elements that I shot you from LL? Or that was a
No,
different?
That
Okay.
was the same record, Lynn Collins.
Mm. So
Yep,
that's why it's called 50 Shot You.
I just flipped it a different way. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yo, so what happened to the power of the DJ on the radio? What happened to the radio DJ?
The radio DJ power got taken away from him by the program directors and the people that own the station. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, That's the reason why I launched Scratch Vision. That was one
Mm-hmm.
of the main reasons why I launched Scratch Vision, because if you remember, man, before, let's say before like 2000, let's say before 2000, when there was a mixed master weekend, like every Labor Day, 4th of July, Memorial Weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, mixed master weekends would be guest DJs.
Right.
That's why it was always dope. It'd be DJs that weren't on the radio, like crazy dope ass DJs and shit.
Yeah.
And then the mix shows, you have daytime radio from 6 to 8 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
6 to 9 p.m., and at 9 p.m. the mix shows start. So that's when the DJ can play other shit and break new records.
Right.
That's what it always was. That's why we always had these dope records coming from the street, becoming hit records and becoming, legendary artists. So at one point, the mix show DJs started getting a list handed to them by their bosses. Like, yo, you got to play these songs on this list during
1,000
your
times.
mix, during your mix, during the
Mm-hmm.
mix show hour. The mix show hour was strictly for the DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is our time to play the shit. Yo, I heard some shit in the club, or I was in this little ass bar and this nigga played the shit, and I'm like, yo, what's that? Give me that. You got a clean version of it, and we'll play it on the radio. And that's how records were broken.
Yeah.
So then it was at one point where you started hearing the songs, those same 10 songs that you hear all day, being played during the mix show. And then that was the end of it at that point right there. So now the radio DJ didn't have, the power or the say so to play and break new records. Now you can't even take a record that you heard
Nope.
in the street and just play it. You got to go get permission and all kind of, that record, I don't think this record hasn't been tested. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a bunch of numbers and metrics now. So that killed the radio DJ.
Damn.
We used to go through that with the record pool, because I used to run VIP record pool with Al Pizarro, and a lot of street records rec was coming on white labels, and
Facts.
sometimes it was street songs and stuff like that, and they was telling us that we couldn't put it in the mix like with the rest of the stuff that we was giving out the records and stuff. So I
Yeah.
understand.
So the shit got whacked, man. Like I just quit WBLS a month ago. I
Damn.
just quit. It's like it's time to move on. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's time to move on.
It's more power online than the radio at this point.
Oh, as always,
Yeah.
I've been on Scratch Vision for 12 years now, so
Mm-hmm.
I was already that shit is already on autopilot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. Damn. Yo,
So
man, look.
today some jewels was dropped,
A lot
man.
of
I ain't
jewels,
gonna lie
man.
to you.
Word up.
Heavy gems, man.
Scratch,
Listen,
we appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
We
hold
gonna
on.
get some gems.
Salute.
But
We gonna
before
get some
Scratch
gems.
go, we gotta touch on his relationship with Busta Rhymes, and I feel like Scratch production was part of Busta's sound.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like when Busta
No,
went solo.
yeah, I built his sound. That his
See,
sound is my sound. I created
mm,
the flip mode sound.
mm,
Absolutely.
mm. See,
Mm-hmm.
that had to get brought up because you
Shout out
got
to
to get
Busta
your
Rhymes.
accolades. Shouts to Busta Rhymes,
Salute.
the whole flip mode rampage. That's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Rod Digger.
But now, also talking about Busta,
Mm-hmm.
Scratch produced to me one of the illest New York anthems. I'm on my New York shit.
Oh, that's
Like,
I still play that every
man,
party.
listen, that
Word
right
up.
there is one of the illest hip hop New York records ever.
my
You know what
New
I'm
York
saying?
shit. Yeah.
What was the process and the mind state when you produced that, Scratch?
Well, with that joint, like shout out to Swiss Beats, man. Like Swiss is one of those producers where, in this industry, man, like a lot of niggas is selfish in this music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
but Swiss is one of those cats that, he's a super producer. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those dudes that Swiss would be like, yo, man, you got some joints? I'm like, yeah, yo, send me some joints. Swiss will actually take my beats and shop them to other artists.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because the way that the way this music industry is, niggas be on some classism shit. You know what I'm saying? So doors that Swiss can get in, I can't get in just because he's Swiss Beats. You know what I'm saying? And I'm this hip hop DJ nigga. You know what I'm saying? So Swiss is an unselfish dude. So Swiss would, so I would give Swiss beats. So I gave him that one particular joint, and he called me one night. He said, "Yo, listen to this shit." So he playing it over the phone. I hear the beat. I'm like, "It's my joint." And then I'm on my New York shit, hat to the back. I'm like, "Yo, this shit is fire." You know what I'm saying? So went to the studio and shit. So we wilding out off the joint. So we like, "Yo, man, who we gonna get this shit to?" I'm like, nigga, we gotta get this shit to Jay. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, that's when New York radio had went to basically shit. They stopped playing New York artists and started playing shit from the South and everywhere else, and stopped playing New York records. So I'm like, this shit is needed. You know what I mean? So who else? Who we can have just.
So originally, y'all was going for Jay-Z.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like at that time, I had a weekly party in New York, spot called Stereo. So everybody used to come there, like all of the
I remember that.
Hollywood celebrities and shit. Sade, everybody used to be in there. So Swiss would take the record on a CD and play the shit in clubs just to test it, just to see niggas' reaction. And every time he played it, everybody would go crazy off the record. Just hearing it the first time, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we know we had a crazy one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one day I'm doing my shit in Stereo, and Jay-Z come in there because Jay used to come to the party too. So Jay comes to the booth. He go, "Yo, man, I heard you and Swiss got some crazy record." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yo, you gonna want to get on this shit too." He was like, "Word?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Yo, play it." I said, "Nah, I ain't gonna play it right now." You know what I mean? I said, "But come to the studio later and I'll play it." So came to the studio the next day. We played this shit for him, and he was like, "Yo, this shit is insane." He said, "But I can't get on it." He said, "I can't get on it." I'm like, "Why not?" He said, "Yo, I just did Beyonce's first single. That was the Deja Vu record."
Oh, okay.
He said, "Yo, I just spit on her single." He said, "If I do this record, this shit is going to eclipse anything that comes out for the next 12 months.
Damn.
I'm like, he said, "Yo, and I just did be single. I just did her shit." And I was like, "Nah, I understand. Happy wife, happy life." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he couldn't do it because of that. And we wasn't mad. We understood. You know what I mean? So we had to figure out who else could we choose to represent this fucking record. And automatically, we was like, just give it to Busta. So we played it for Busta. Of course, he went fucking crazy and he did his thing on it. He did his thing on it.
Epic
and the
record.
crazy shit, when the record came out, I was in Japan. And so I get to Japan. As soon as I get off the plane, they hand me like 6 DVDs. And I'm like, "What is this?" They say, "Yo, these is all New York shit remixes in Japanese." And a CD holds, I can't remember if it holds like 120 minutes of music. I can't remember, but
there's two different 80 and 120. Yeah, you're right.
But if you put music on a DVD, it holds like maybe like 3 times the amount.
More, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
So this was all DVDs of remixes of New York shit in Japanese. So like I'm on my Yokohama shit, I'm on my Tokyo shit, I'm on my Osaka shit, I'm on my just every city in Japan.
Damn.
All rapping in Japanese. It was like 80 remixes or some shit like that. So when I got back home, you just started seeing every city in the United States making their own version. I'm on my Oklahoma shit. I'm on my Dallas shit. I'm on my Houston shit. It was the most remixed record ever fucking made. because every city was gonna rep that record. And the crazy shit, like all of the cities, it was like, yo, we're not even from New York, man, but we love that motherfucking record.
Everybody love that record, bro. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yo, shit.
Yo,
Still hit hard.
on that record, I think that might be one of Swiss Beats' illest hooks too. Like, not taking nothing away from Swiss other records, but that one right there, he caught it on that one.
Yeah, he bodied that. He bodied that shit.
He bodied that. He was in the
Yeah,
zone.
Swiss has always been, we always had that relationship like that on some producer shit. Like Swiss would shop my beats to other niggas that I couldn't reach. So one day, speaking of Swiss, like one night, he calls me like 3:00 in the morning and shit. He said, yo, listen, play this beat. I'm like, okay, damn. I remember I gave him that beat a while ago. And then I hear Nas throwing piss out the window at police. I was like, what?
Echo.
It's like, yo, where you at? I'm like, nigga, where you at? I'm in the crib. I drove this crib. Nigga played me that record. I was like, yo, this nigga went back to Nasty Nas, Illmatic Nas.
Yes.
On this record. And he wound up putting that on his album joint called Echo.
Yeah, that was that was crazy.
Super stupid.
It's two versions to that, right?
No, it's only one.
Oh, it's
only one version. Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The original version, did it have drums or no drums?
No drums.
Okay.
Bink did a version on his own and put it out on the internet.
Okay.
And added drums to it. Now that beat that I gave Swiss, it had drums on it. But it sounded better without the drums because he's telling the story. Like if you would have heard the original with the beat is gonna make your head nod. But taking the drums out, it made you listen because this nigga's telling one of the illest stories. So
that's an ill ass record.
So
man.
we didn't want niggas. So we didn't want niggas to dance and bop their head. We wanted niggas to listen to what he was saying.
Nah, he was going in, and that beat was ill.
Did he?
Like,
now that was some art.
That's art.
Word.
Yeah, definitely, man. Listen,
we need more of that.
Scratch, yo, you family now, because we rocked out damn near 2 hours, man. History. Listen, man, I could go on and on because I got so many classics that you produce that I want to know the backstory to. You know what I mean? But
shit, we're doing another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's nothing.
we'll do another one, man.
Part two.
Before we go, I gotta salute Scratch, man. He called me in the time of I was in a hard moment, man, when I was down with the sea, the cove and all of that. And he just reached out. It wasn't about no music, no nothing. He was just checking in to see if bro made it through. You know what I mean? And I always take my hat off to you, even before that. But super take my hat off when you reached out, man.
Come on, man. It's about being human first before anything, man.
Yeah.
No doubt, King. No doubt, man.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing in the game.
Facts.
Yeah, niggas need to take their capes off and be human. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas got on capes and can't even fly. Like, you know what I mean? So it's about just being human first. That's how this whole RZA album happened. He just called me to check on me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, how are you and how's your family? Y'all safe? That's when niggas was locked in the house. You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah. That's ill, man. But Scratch, man, this is one of many. Man, we appreciate all the gems you dropped and the history, the backstories, and from the DJing to the producing. Like, man, you're a legend, man. You're a super legend, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Super.
Make sure you check out the new Risen DJ Scratch album Saturday afternoon, Kung Fu Theater everywhere. You can stream it, you can download it, you can go buy the vinyl, or you can buy the CD.
Yes, sir.
And you can work out to it.
Go get that. Go get the physical, stream it, right to it. You heard?
53 years old, left hand, right hand, still wicked. Knockout power. Right,
let's do this. Hands. Let's do this. Being that you did say you was a boxer, you still is a boxer. That never goes.
You never lose that. Yeah.
All right. Top 5 boxers. DJ
Top
Scratch,
five.
top 5 boxes.
Top 5 boxes. Of course, Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
Roy Jones.
Yes.
3.
Felix Trinidad.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't see that. Okay.
And Julio Cesar Chavez.
All right.
Now you know a lot of people gonna be like, "Yo, why Mayweather not in this top 5?"
Because as a boxer, you're not supposed to duck you're not supposed to duck the number one contender. And I don't know why boxing is like, I don't know what happened with boxing, but this is how boxing is supposed to be. Whoever's the champion, they're supposed to fight the number one contender. Mandatory. If you don't fight the number one contender, you get stripped of your title.
Facts.
And Floyd didn't fight the number one contender about 10 fucking times. And didn't get stripped of his title. But Floyd, but I'll say this: Floyd is. I think Floyd is like one of the most fucking, if not the most gifted fighter ever. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as speed, reflexes, that nigga's insane. But I would have to put Roy Jones before Floyd, even though Roy Jones, he got knocked out in the end of his career, but nobody was more exciting and fast as Floyd Mayweather.
True.
I mean, the Roy.
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones was very exciting.
Knockout power in both hands, speed like a fucking cat, and didn't duck anybody. That's all. That's what it's about for me.
Got you. Now we could build on because that boxing thing, I'm into that, man. Listen, Scratch, this is one of many. We appreciate you. Man, this is epic. This is epic right here, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right. What up? It's your boy DJ Scratch, and you're checking out MRecktv. All right, salute.
MRecktv.